made some promises that you ever fulfilled or not fulfilled? How did you feel about it? This afternoon, I want to encourage each one of you to be making promises that you will fulfill. I'll be talking about why do we make promises and what happens when those promises are broken, and what is the importance of keeping the promises you make. First, I want to talk about why do we make promises. We make promises in order to gain trust or to gain something that we want in return. I'll give an example of how politics works here in my country. When people are running for a certain position, they tend to promise a lot of things. For example, our president promised to give us 1 million jobs, and as well to lower the prices of things. And people liked the idea and thought that it would be the end of poverty, so they voted for him. But once entering into the ruling position, things haven't been done the way he promised. Many are lacking jobs and things have gone high, which has made many of other people to lose trust in our president. And because of this, it has brought some painful thoughts in their heart that causes harmful action. In mindtools.com, there is an article that says you might get away with letting someone down once or twice, but the consequence can be deep and enduring it if you go back on your promise too often, whether or not is intentional. So it's not good to be making promises that you can't be able to fulfill, because they hate those that you promise. Not only them, but also us who are giving the promises. I'll give an example of a story in the Bible which is found in the book of Mark about Peter. Peter was an apostle who walked with Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, knowing that one day he will be crucified, he told Peter that he was going to deny him. But Peter refused and said he was going to stick with Jesus Christ until the end. Then when the time of crucifixion came, Peter denied Jesus. And he remembered the promises that he had made to Jesus that he wouldn't deny him. All knowing that, he felt pain in his heart up to he started crying and weeping. So from that example, we learn that it's not only those that we make promises get hurt, but even us. So it's always good to fulfill the promises we make. There are steps that I would like to share with you that can help us to fulfill the promises we make. First, we need to be organized. We often make promises impulsively, but it's wiser to stop and think before we agree to act. Be sure that you have the resources to complete the task, and clearly and clarify exactly what you are committing to do. Don't say yes if you doubt you can keep the promise. Politely decline the request or negotiate a compromise. Secondly, be motivated. It's much easier to keep a promise when you genuinely want to do so. You're enthusiastic will not let anything get in your way. But think carefully about your motive. Do you really want to help out, or you're just saying it to please people? Ask questions and understand what the impact of action might be. Is there a greater purpose that you can focus on that will motivate you to deliver? Third, don't overpromise. There will always be occasions when you know that you can deliver. So just be honest about it. It can be painful to turn down request for help, or to admit that you don't have the ability to do so, than to risk giving people false hope. Be principled. People sometimes excuse promise breaking by claiming something like that. Well, that's business. Or it's okay. Martha will understand me missing his speech. He knows I'm always busy. Avoid this. They will put your honest dependability and reputation on the line. Instead, strive for high standards of behavior. Be sincere. Promise from your heart. Because when promises come from deep down in my heart, you can be able to fulfill them. It's not easy, but as we follow the steps that I shared with you, you can be able to make promises that you fulfill. It's also not good to be called a liar and a promise breaker. Instead, be one of the great people today who keep their promises. Remember, do not look cheap by not delivering what you desire. But by delivering what you desire to, people will know you as a promise keeper, and they will trust you.